All right. Hi, everybody. This is Angelo Quinones, and you reached I Am Ministries. I Am Ministries is designed to give you dependable and accurate answers that come straight from God's holiness word, the Bible. The Bible, God's holy book, the Bible. Okay? In its original autographs, with not one single error. Not one. Not even one. I disagree with any scholar out there, okay, either Hebrew or Greek or any sort of Bible historian that thinks that, God actually used the imperfections of man to actually pen his book. Are you kidding? Those original autographs were without error. Is that clear? I mean, not one single blip on the screen, not one single blip on the radar without error. Okay? It's God's holy book. 66 books, not 73, by the way. 66 books determined by God, discovered by man. That's just all there is to it before we get into the end of the age. I mean, we're looking at the Word of God. Now, this is a translation, and we're going to be looking at translations, and, we're going to be looking at Greek manuscripts and stuff like that. Yeah, I understand. But in its original autographs, as penned by the secondary authors, which were the apostles and the prophets, breathed into man by the Holy Spirit Himself, who is perfect in every single degree. Okay, so that's how I feel about the Bible. Okay, before we get into this, I mean, because if the Bible comes from God, and it does, okay, and or a in Greek, right? Okay, if Protestants and Apostles, if and then, like that, in Greek, Protestants and Apostles, okay. Sounds like a duo in a group or something like that. Protestants and the Protestants, you understand what I'm saying? But if the Bible is perfect and it comes from God, well, I mean, the prophecies that are here, they're going to happen. Jesus is going to return. And before he does, there ain't going to be no light from the sun. There ain't going to be no light from the moon, even though it doesn't come from the moon. It comes from the sun. It just reflects off the moon. You understand what I'm saying? There's going to be a bloody moon. There's going to be death on the moon. Catastrophe. The seas are going to be roaring upon the earth. Men's heart are going to fail because of fear. The tribes are going to mourn when Jesus returns. I said, all this stuff is going to happen. Listen, Jesus didn't just give this to the apostles to tickle his fancy. No. The apostles asked a couple of questions, and they got more than they bargained for. As a matter of fact, they wanted to know when these things were going to be. Well, they didn't get the answer to that. You know what I mean? They were listening to Jesus, giving prophecy after prophecy. They said, well, "Come back, but give it a day. Give it a time." See, I don't even know the date or the time. Well, how am I gonna give it to you? All right, this is the deal. Well, let me just get to this now. Now, I want to touch upon verse 44 because it's absolutely important for the Christian kirk, from the Christian community, the Christian church. You understand what I'm saying? This is from the NASB. For this reason, you, this is the plural in Greek, okay? You also, hemes, hemon, hemin, hemas, like that, you also must be ready. For the Son of Man, the greatest title for Jesus ever, tu huiu, tu anthropo, is coming at an hour, okay, when you do not think. Okay. Now you may, and I'm going to get to verse 45 about the discreet slave. But this idea, I mean, he just told people to, let the reader understand. That's an imperative. Let the people understand. That's in verse 15, by the way. You understand what I mean? I mean, he actually commanded people to study the Bible in this chapter. We just went through it. So he wants people to understand. He wants people to read the Bible. He. Listen, it's not even a wish. It's not an optative. Okay, mood. It's an imperative mood. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, he's commanding people to pick up and read the Bible. And the reason why we have all these cults and sects is because, not a lot of people do it. That's just it. All right. Well, that's just the deal. Now it says in verse 45, and this is a disputed text between us and the JWs. Don't the JWs remind you of the Roman Catholic Church, that they could just twist anything to their own choosing when they read something and they pour into it, a meaning that was never there. They really remind me of the Roman, that's the Greek R, of the Roman Catholic Church. They really do. They're not an offshoot of them. They're not. They don't come from the Roman Catholic Church. I mean, they popped on the scene in the 19th century. I mean, they were born there in the age of the Enlightenment, so-called Enlightenment, You know what I'm saying? That's why they don't believe in the resurrection, because it doesn't seem reasonable. The Greek R again, okay? It doesn't seem logical. It's like Star Trek all over again. You understand what I'm saying? Oh, Mr. Spock. I don't really believe in angels. There was no deity involved, but it was my, a war factor or whatever that pulled us through. And let's just face it. I mean, Mr. Spock, we all love Mr. Spock, though. We all love Mr. Spock. I mean, who doesn't love Mr. Spock? Okay. And Bones, McCoy, and then Captain Kirk. I mean, he just went to space to the chagrin of the witnesses, because they said that nobody was going to go to the moon, or even break the atmosphere of the Earth. And Captain Kirk did at the age of 90, spitting on the face of the tower. I'm just saying. That's why I say to the chagrin of the witnesses, because they prophesied around 1943, and what is it? And publication of The Truth Shall Set You Free, that nobody was going to go to the moon. And the Mormon church is the opposite. Not only, are people in the moon, but they got little conies there. They got little conies. They got little, it's like David Cole all over again from the Yankees. You understand what I'm saying? Not only, not only are we the opposite of the towers as the Mormon church, but we got little conies there. Oh, yeah, right. Come on, man. This is just a discreet slave that's coming up. That's the Greek P. By the way, I get a little punchy at 3 o'clock, guys. It's around 3 o'clock in the morning here in the Philippines, and it's raining on my roof. My goodness gracious. I'm going to be taking that roof out, God willing, and putting a cement roof there. But this rooftop right here is better than some rooftops in the United States, because you got metal plates on it, So, I mean, everything's better over here in the Philippines when it comes to homes. I mean, when you got those stupid sticks, that's the skeleton of the home, in the United States. I love the United States. I'm from the United States, but still. So, I mean, that's just the deal. Well, let's read this again, okay? It says over here, verse 45, and we're going to look at the NET, the New English Translation of the Bible. It says over here, check this out. Who then is the faithful and sensible, slave? Who is master? Whom, let me see, it says, I think I skipped a line. Sensible slave, whom his master, rather, put in charge, his master put in charge of his household, to give them, that's probably an imperative, an infinitive over there, to give them their food at the proper time or in due season, like another translation says. But let's read this in English. Let's look at this. Who? This is a question, man. It's not telling you a prophecy of Charles Taze Russell, or even the tower that's coming up in the future. This is not, a man called Russell or the Watchtower and Bible Tract Society will pop up on the scene and will be the discreet slave. I mean, come on, man. I can say I'm the discreet slave. Who are you to tell me? Okay, I'm just saying, just play along with you guys. Like I'm in your club. Who are you to tell me that I'm not this discreet slave? Who are you to tell me that I'm not in this prophet, in this not prophecy, but a question over here? Who are you to tell me that I can't turn this into a prophecy? Who are you? I could do the same thing. You understand? Now that's nothing new, and that's nothing new outside of Christianity. I mean, the Muslims are using, okay, or at least some of them anyway. Okay, are using verse 30 of chapter 5 of John's Gospel to say that Allah is in the Bible. And Allah in the Bible, and in the Greek text, means but. It's not even Allah sometimes. Sometimes is abbreviated into alpha, lambda without the alpha. And it's not even capitalized, the alpha, man. Come on, man. It's like Joe Biden all over again. Come on, man. You're not in the Bible. I mean, you're God anyway. I mean, I'm just saying. Allah's not in the Bible. The Pope is not in the Bible. Come on, stop with this, the Roman Catholic Church and Islam. Okay, and the Mormon Church and did I leave somebody out? The Watchtower Bible Tract Society are in bed together. Let's just face it. They're held by the devil. I'm just saying, they are. It's like down south all over again. I mean, you got the father, okay, and the mother. You got all these people in bed with them. I mean, you got like 12 people. I'm just saying. That's just a deal. Down south, I mean, they got one bed for everybody. You know what I'm saying? It's like Guatemala all over again. You know what I'm saying? They got one bed for everybody. So y'all in bed with the devil. And be careful when you're in bed, because you're going to have to get up and eat breakfast. And Walter Martin said, you better have a very long spoon when you're dining with the devil. I'm just saying. And don't be like John Riley. I love John Riley, by the way. I mean, when he was bad in General Hospital, he used to be something, Sean Donnelly was his name. How do you know that I gave my soul to the devil? I just look at your fruit. The discreet slave. Oh, stop. This is over here. Who then is the faithful or discreet slave? And sensible, by the way. Now, was there anything sensible about Charles Taze Russell? Anything sensible at all? I mean, listen. I mean, I sound like a leprechaun, by the way. I'm just saying, because it's very early in the morning. I mean, is there anything sensible about Charles Taze Russell? I mean, anything sensible about his burial? I mean, being buried. I mean, that wasn't his fault. I mean, maybe that was in his will. Can I be buried next to a pyramid with a cross on it? I mean, I wouldn't mind. A pyramid. A sort of little tiny model of the Great Pyramid of Egypt that's on par with the Bible. I mean, which was, was still there, 481 feet tall. I mean, one of the marbles, is that one of the seven greatest wonders, okay, in all the world? I mean, I think it is, isn't it, though? I know the Temple of Diana, of Artemis, was one of them. I mean, Andre the Giant was the eighth wonder of the world. Okay, that's a deal. WrestleMania 1, I just did. I mean, just look at that one. I mean, two giants going at it. I mean, slamming at each other. One is like 300 and something pounds, and the other one is close to 500 pounds or 600 pounds in that. I mean, goodness gracious. I mean, Andre the Giant appeared on the $6 Million Man, and then Lee Majors said, he wanted chicken for like breakfast or lunch or something like that. And then they brought him, maybe a couple of pieces of chicken, like we usually eat. I mean, and Andre said, no, I want a whole entire chicken, the whole thing, the whole shebang. I don't want just a drumstick or a breast or something like that. You understand what I'm saying? Give me the whole thing. This is crazy. I mean, the guy probably ordered I eat like 3 eggs, and that's not enough sometimes. and then four, like that, But he probably ordered like, a couple of dozen eggs. This text is Gladius. It's telling you that the tower is lying to your face. I mean, was anything sensible about Charles Taze Russell? I'm just asking you a question. The Great Pyramid is on par with the Bible. He was a knucklehead, and not only that. Okay, all right. I mean, he made a worldwide tour. I mean, it's just like Gilligan's Island all over the place. You understand what I'm saying? I don't know why I say Gilligan's Island because it was a 3-hour tour, but anyway, they still got lost. I mean, Gilligan's Island made a 3-hour tour. I mean, the skipper. I mean, goodness gracious. I mean, he couldn't make a 3-hour tour without getting lost. I mean, come on. 15 years stuck in an island with Mr. Howe and Lovey. I mean, that's just a deal. Come on, let's get back to reality, though. I think how we had the Bible. Because if we didn't, it would be pretenders on the throne. Oh, I'm the discreet slave. Oh, I'm the lawyer. Rutherford. Oh, second in charge, second in command. He wasn't even a judge, I should say. I mean, he said he was a judge, Judge Rutherford. The judge. Just like Judge Judy's son or something like that, or nephew. You understand what I'm saying? Before she was even born. Come on, man. You can't make it up with the tower. I'm sick and tired of it already. I'm just saying, who? It says over here, who then is the faithful and sensible slave, whom his master put in charge, okay, of his house, of his household, to give them, okay, the articles of the tower, okay, at the proper time. I mean, get lost. Come on, man. I want to hear it. From either the 6th or 9th floor from the old Burger King castle. You understand what I'm saying? You mean to tell me that right over here is a prophecy, okay, of Rutherford or Russell or Nathan the hot dog? You understand what I'm saying? I mean, this thing is impossible. Possible. It's just like Star Wars all over again. You know what I'm saying? Like when Luke was saying, like, Darth Vader was saying, I am your father. And he said, what? The thing is impossible. Okay, you're my dad, you're my father? Search these feelings, you know them to be true. And he said, no! Come on, man, I'm saying no right here. Nothing sensible about Charles Taze Russell at all. Nothing. I mean, nothing and nothing. He didn't even look reasonable. I mean, he looked like he came out of a grave. I mean, did you ever see a picture of Russell? I mean, that's just a deal. As a matter of fact, did you ever see Charles Taze Russell talk about the moon and stuff like that in the Pyramid Method on YouTube? And he has like this chair next to him, like in the back of him or whatever the case may be. And it looks like the electric chair. It looks like he only has a few hours to live. Oh, thank God we have the Bible. Thank God that over here in our side of the universe, we're a lot more sensible than the tower. And as a matter of fact, more reasonable. You understand what I'm saying? Resurrection makes sense. Greek word anastasis, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense though. It doesn't make sense that that God who made you out of dust, portable in Spanish, or dust. When it's all said and done, when you die, he's gonna put you back together again. Like the soldiers couldn't do with Humpty Dumpty. I'm just saying, he can do it. Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. And all the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty Dumpty together again. But God can. And he's going to put everybody's rear end back together again. That's just a deal. Whether you like it or not. And not. Whoo! It says over here, this is a question. This is a question. We're going to look at the Greek. Who then is the faithful insensible a slave, whom, and it refers back to, I mean, that's just whom his master, okay, put in charge of his house. You think for what, end quote, by the way, you think, ellipsis, end quote, do you think, okay, do you think? I mean, I have a whole packages of noodles in a box, like you know what I mean? I mean, use your noodle. Do you think for 1 minute that God, the living God of Israel, I mean, God, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, those dudes that Rutherford said that were going to return in Beth-Serene, the house of the princess, and didn't, do you think that God, the living God, is going to put Charles Taze Russell in charge of the cake? Meaning of the church? The thing is not sensible. It doesn't make any sense. And then you think, after Charles Taze Russell died on the choo-choo train, you understand what I'm saying, in 1916, and just a few years after he paid alimony to his wife, 7 years to be exact. Do you think that he, when he died, that he's going to put Rutherford, who's going to be a liar, a thief, and a fraud? Okay, you think he's going to put him as the discreet slave? Or the tower? The tower. Let's just get this straight. Do you think that Jesus was talking really about the Watchtower and Bible Tract Society? I'll give you 3 seconds. No. He didn't. I know I'm a little punchy at 3 o'clock in the morning. I mean, it must be 3 o'clock in the morning or something like that. Let me look at the time. Okay, I mean, I can't believe that I have to make a video, okay, to expose the Watchtower and Bible Tract Society. I mean, I can't believe it. Do I have, it's 3:27. What's just to do? I mean, it's just, listen. I mean, is there anything sensible about the tower? Anything sensible about the tower? Said that you can't get married. I mean, listen, the Apostle Paul said whoever does that is they're teaching the doctrine of demons, and then the Catholic Church and the like I said, and the Watchtower were in bed together teaching the same thing. You can't get married. That's from the devil. But they do it anyway. And then they set up all these dates and, false dates and crimes and stuff like that. And it says right here, it's not for you. You do not know. That's what it says. And then they do it anyway. And then, was there anything sensible about magic wheat and corn? I mean, was there anything sensible about it? I mean, come on, give it to me. Shock it to me, guys. Was there anything sensible about magic wheat and corn? And then he was taken to court, and the United States court, said that there's nothing intrinsically valuable about this magic wheat and corn. None. It's just like any other wheat and corn. So it can't grow 5 times as faster. Not only 1 time faster, but 5 times as faster. It's like the $6 million man. It can't grow. What do you think? This is Jack and the Beanstalk that that you buy these magic beans and whatever the case may be. You eat corn, you throw them outside the window. It's gonna be a big tree growing up in the middle of the night, and then you're gonna climb on it and go to a big mansion up on the sky, and then you're gonna retrieve the golden goose and stuff like the golden eggs, kill the giant, and you live happily ever after. You're a fool. That's what you are. And Rutherford was a punk. Magic wheat and corn. I mean, give me a break. Oh, is there anything sensible about, Charles Taze Russell, who said, well, if you only read the Bible, and not my word, not my teaching, so you'll be in darkness after 2 years. If you only read the Bible, I mean, you need my commentaries. Okay, you understand what I'm saying? Studies of the scriptures, you need that. But I mean, you'll be in darkness. It's the same thing that the Catholic Church did. What do you mean? What are you talking about? Well, they discouraged, okay, their people from reading the Bible. Martin Lloyd Jones was talking about when he was studying, the armor of God, based on Ephesians chapter 6, verse 10 through 17. You understand what I'm saying? They didn't want people to read the Bible. Charles Taze Russell, I mean, it is early, guys. Charles Taze Russell didn't want you to read the Bible. And not only that, the Tower kind of copied their daddy, okay, and their pops when they made a mistake. They would discourage, okay, people from going and reading, the older articles. They didn't want you to go to the attic and pick up something like, the sign of the Son of Man. Wait a minute, the sign of the Son of Man? And on page 2 of that article, I mean, 1974 article actually tells you that he's going to come invisibly. But then you say on your title, the sign of the Son of Man. And then you say that, Jesus is not the Alpha and Omega. But then, end quote, but then y'all know that, verses 12, 13, and 20 actually showcases Jesus the one coming. Okay, you understand what I'm saying? Even so, come Lord Jesus. Well, they're right there. But he can't be the Alpha and Omega, somebody says. He can't. Because the Father is going to be coming. Verse 4 or 5, or whatever it is, from Revelation chapter 1. The Father's coming. Oh, yeah? I say, was he pierced? Verse 7. There you go. Slap in the face of the Tower. You see? I'm just saying. He said, I was dead, and now I'm alive. He who is and who was and is to come, the Almighty. And so that's just a tell. But let's look back at this. Let's look at the Greek, okay? But again, I want to look at the English over here. It says whole. This is an interrogative in Greek. Who then is the faithful and sensible or discreet slave, whom, okay, his master, okay, put in charge, okay, of his house, of his household, okay, to give them their food at the proper, okay, a time. Blessed is that slave, okay, whom his master, okay, finds so doing, okay, when he comes. Okay, so I mean, was he faithful? I'm just saying, was Rutherford and Charles Taze Russell faithful? He didn't give them any food and drink, like Martin Lloyd Jones likes to say. Used to say, the greatest preacher of the 20th century. Food and drink was one of the titles of again, one of the sermons of Ephesians chapter 6, when he talked about spoke about the armor of God. In my opinion, the greatest treatment on the armor of God was done by Martin Lloyd Jones. It's not even close, because I heard several, okay, armor of God, studies, and it's not even 10% close. Let's just face it like that. Martin Lloyd Jones, he was faithful. Because let's just face it, this could be anybody. I'm just saying. Now, there is a responsibility given by this slave. You understand what I'm saying? And so he has to feed the flock. He had to feed the sheep. You understand what I mean? So this could be, people that are going to be leaders in the kirk or in the church and stuff like that. Okay, I agree. But, I mean, this applies to everybody to watch and to be faithful and sensible. Now, did Russell feed the sheep? First of all, they're not even the sheep. They're the swine class in the tower. They're not going to just turn the tables around them. Because they like to say, well, you got the You got the, what is it? What other three classes? You got the swine class. You have the anointed class. That's the head honchos, you know. And then you have the what was the other one? The anointed class. The other sheep. There you go. There you go. The other sheep. Those smelly sheep that go around door to door. You see. They used to go in hot pants door to door, you know, with a record player or Rutherford. It's like Halloween, guys. I mean, you know, goodness gracious. Imagine somebody stopping at your door and putting a record of Rutherford. Millions now living will never die. And I say, and they're all dead. Yeah. I'm just saying. That prophecy fell. Millions now living will never die, and Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob are going to return in the Bethsarim, a mansion that I'm going to prepare for them. Did they come? I'm just saying. Did they come? As a matter of fact, I'm going to have two Cadillacs with 6 cylinders each, because Abraham couldn't drive. Yeah, okay. That's just a deal. That's what we're waiting for, right? For Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob to return, not Elijah. You know, I mean, you know, there's not him. I mean, the Jewish people don't have Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob at dinner, at the feast. They don't have 3 chairs. They got 1 chair. That chair is set for Elijah. For Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Just a deal. But is there anything sensible about the tower? Anything? What are you saying? Well, you know, Jesus could be worshipped. Oh, no, wait a minute. We made a mistake. The light is getting brighter and brighter. He can't. I know that we wrote the charter. The 1954 charter that said that Jesus could be worshipped. But we'll take it back because we don't really like that. I mean, too much. I mean, you know, him being worshipped, because if he's worshipped, it means he's God. If he's God, that means that that means that, you know, that means that we're lying to the people. So we have to hide it, you know, in the 1960s and altogether delete it from our memory banks. From the tapes or from the files or whatever the case may be, you know, what I'm saying, in the 1990s. So we'll just delete it altogether, like it's not there, and it's still there. In Jehovah's Witnesses facts dot com. But come, let's just, before we go into the Greek, okay, the ancient authorities. Is there anything sensible about Rutherford at all? Anything? I mean, him speaking to demon spirits? I mean, really? Anything sensible about that? Oh, wait a minute, honey. I'm just talking to an angel. It's time for dinner. I can see it at the time. That's why they got divorced. I mean, I can see it right now. Honey, come for dinner. And this is Russell. Oh, wait a minute, I'm talking to an angel. I'm just talking to an angel. Just wait a minute, honey. I mean, I'll eat in a second. Honey, can you take out the garbage? I'm talking to demon spirits. I can't come now. It's a long-distance call to Shield. I mean, I can't hang up. And by the way, it's collect. They want me to pay. Russell, is there anything reasonable about a person preaching after he went, to the 2nd grade? I know where he went to the 7th grade. That was Joseph Smith. I'll take it back. But is there anything reasonable about somebody who conducts a Bible study after only completing 7 years of college? No, 7 years of grammar of school. Is there anything reasonable, anything sensible about it all? About the whole thing? Is there anything sensible about that disgusting fraud? Anything? He was so disgusting. He was such a fraud that Jehovah's Witnesses don't want him. I'm just saying because they don't follow him. They follow Rutherford and the Dawn Society back in New Jersey. Okay, they follow. Okay, um, Russell. I hope I didn't say Rutherford, but Russell. The witnesses deny Russell now. That's telling you something right there. I mean, when the Jehovah's Witnesses deny their own leader, their own founder, the self-proclaimed pastor, you know that Russell is in trouble and that he wasn't sensible at all. Appointing himself to be pastor. You understand what I'm saying? It's just like a dictatorship. It's like Castro all over again, you know what I mean? Before Castro was even born, he set up himself, to be somebody, and he was nothing. Nothing at all. Whoo! Says over here. That's what it says. That's what Jesus said. All right, let's get into the Greek. I can't wait for this. Sensible. Come on, man. Who? It says over here, tis. It's like a tisket, a tasket. I lost my yellow basket, so that tis. Tis. Who? I wonder if the girl that was doing that song was knew a little bit of Greek. A tisket, a tasket, a tis. A tisket, a tasket. I lost my yellow basket. So who has it? I wonder if she was, speaking a little Greek. You saying? But this is what it is. You understand what I'm saying? Tis. Who? Who? It doesn't say that, he, the Rutherford is going to be the discreet slave. It doesn't. So I don't want to hear no hocus pocus from the tower. I don't want to hear no garbage. Honey, come over here, honey. Watch some television with me. I don't think there was television at the time, though. Was there television? I when was the television invented? I think it was invented in the 1920s, wasn't it, though? I don't know. I forgot. I know they have film projectors and stuff like that because Russell made films of his teachings. Unfortunately, that's that frozen in time on YouTube. Everything is, by the way. Oh, honey, by the way, can you please come? No, I just received a call from hell. Just wait for a second. I'll put them on hold and come to you, and then I'll go back and resume my studies with people from Shield. But I can't come now. Just hold the steaks for me, grill them, by the way. Hold the mail. All right. Tis. Ahoo. It doesn't say, that somebody is going to, it doesn't say Rutherford over here, or Russell, or whatever the case may be, or the tower. Tis. Capital tau, nowadays called tough, so the Greek letter tau is called tough nowadays, okay? Tough. Like, I'm tough, man. That's modern Greek, Just for those knucklehead geeks, that love Greek so much that they force, the modern pronunciation into the biblical text. That's chaos. It's like Get Smart all over again in Siegfried. You understand what I'm saying? You start doing that, you start putting tante on, sounding like tonte on. You have a genitive plural that's not even in the Bible. A theon. It's not even in there. They're gonna push, indicative sounding like subjunctives. Come on, man. That's just a deal. Come on. Even though you have the augment to kind of safeguard that anyway, without wanting it. Got the epsilon over there in Genesis chapter 1, verse 1. Kind of safeguard that idea that I was just saying anyway, but still. I mean, Mounds did say to be precise. I mean, that's just it. Now, tis, a who. Who then? And that's ara. Then, we saw tate, Ara spelled out alpha with two marks. You got the soft breathing marker and the acute marker, and then the ro, and then alpha. So alpha, ro, alpha. You understand? Okay, is, and that's Estin. And that's from the Amy paradigm. You know the paradigm. Amy, A, right? I think that's A, though. And then Estin, and then Esmen, Este, and Asin, or Ace. I think that's a new movable in the third part of the plural, part of the paradigm, okay? A new movable, okay, is a letter that can be moved according to the upcoming what. It doesn't have to be moved. I mean, it's a new movable. But the Greeks like the Greeks like to play a lot of boxing. They like to knock a lot of letters out cold for the count. You understand what I'm saying? So dentals don't stay, okay, around too long sometimes. Tau, delta, stuff like that. Sigmas, okay, intervocalic sigmas don't stay. They like to be dropped off. Like in a liquid, you know what I mean? They don't hang around. Omicrons don't hang around when Omega gets in charge, okay, of them, you know what I mean? So, and then new and tau don't hang around, like in the word pont. You put the sigma right there, and then the two drop off, and make it a pos, you understand what I mean? So, that's just it. But, Rutherford didn't know any Greek. I mean, Russell, anyway. I don't know about Rutherford too much. Maybe, Obed Vargas can tell you guys. But Russell, did he know Greek? They put some letters on a board on the wall or something. It said, Mr. Russell, can you read Greek? Yeah. Can you make out these letters here on the screen? In court. He did that in court in around 1912 or 1913. Yeah, I can read them. Okay, what's this one? Now, I wonder what letters they put. Okay? I mean, I know they didn't put alpha. That's too easy. But that's in the Bible. I know they didn't put like maybe a nu or something like that. And he'll say N and he'll get it half right. Okay, when it's capitalized. They probably gave him like a kasi or a pasi or something like that. Something sort of difficult for beginners, so something that they know that he couldn't get. You understand what I mean? That's what I would have done. I would have gave him a kasi or a pasi or a capital phi or like a lambda, a capital gamma. I would have gave him that. So things like that, not beta or anything like that, but it's something difficult. You understand what I'm saying for beginners? You understand what I mean? I would have tricked him. I would have gave him a capital eta. He would have said H, and I would have said no, I'm sorry. Try again. Let's get back into the Greek, though, guys and gals, okay? It says over here, then, ara, okay, is a Greek word, estin, and there's an article here, ha, the faithful, okay, faithful is pistos, so faithful, okay, and that's just the deal, and that's just it. Okay, and that's an adjective, okay? Okay? And so that's just the deal. Now, pistos is spelled out P, iota, sigma, okay, tau, omicron, final sigma, with the grab marker over the omicron. Now these called omicron, slave, doulos. Okay, and that's one in the Greek, singular. Okay, but it's still asking. He asked a question over here. Who? Tis. Doulos is spelled out delta omicron upsilon. Got a diphthong over there. Okay, with the circumflex over the upsilon. Nowadays called epsilon and lambda. Some people pronounce it lambda. I don't know why. And then omicron nowadays called omicron and final sigma. You understand what I'm saying? And Greek word chi, copulative connective conjunction. Nowadays pronounced ke. Wise. Okay, you got okay, pranimos or pranimas or franimas, I should say, franimas. Okay, that's phi, okay, rho, omicron with the cube marker nu, iota, mu, omicron, final sigma. Now the nu and mu are called ni and me respectively in modern Greek. Okay, whom, and that's han. That's a relative pronoun from the Han, Hain, Ha side of the paradigm, singular. Accusative case ending is there. Okay, nu. Has set, let me see. Okay, has set. This is broken a rhythm here, broken English. You know, this is it's translating it the way it is, the order in Greek. Has set. Okay, kate stesen. Has said. That's an aorist tense, and that's I would say. Let me see over here. Let me see. Okay, you have the this is a me verb, by the way, me verb, and okay, it's a me verb, and so that's just a deal. A me verb, aorist active indicative, third person. Yeah, the sigma epsilon there as the what do you call it, as the aorist morpheme there. Okay. That's just the deal there. And you might have a preposition there, and then the epsilon is the augment, starting up the word over here. Okay, the second part of this compound word has set. Okay, aorist anyway. And then it says over here the, and that's ha. Okay, there's a weak demonstrative is called the article. Master kurios, not in the imperial sense, because this is an example. Okay, over. Okay, that's epi. Taking the genitive as the genitive of place. Epi taste. Okay, household and que teas or que teas. Okay, que teas, a household of him. Altus, that's the genitive of possession. Okay, tu is not translated to give. And that's dunai, and that's an infinitive there. Okay, I forgot if the nu is part of the infinitive morpheme with the alpha and the iota. I know sigma is, but I forgot if the nu is. Probably, maybe it is. This is from didomi, actually. Didomi is the present form in the lexicon, reduplicating consonant delta, iota in the middle, not in the perfect tense. That's an epsilon it would be in a situation like the perfect. Do will be the root of the word that contains the meaning give, and then me is just this is a athanatic, okay, no theme vowel word. You understand what I mean? Athanatic has to do with athanatic a conjugation to give. Okay, dunai is definitely an infinitive. Alpha and iota are glaring sign that something can be in the infinitive. The infinitives are verbal nouns. Okay, And so this is to give. This is an infinitive. Okay, adunai. Infinite verbs, if you will. To give. Okay, so that's just the deal. To give, okay, to them, and I'll be in the dative, but in the plural, altois, third person personal pronoun from the altos paradigm. Okay, altois. Okay, you see the dative plural ending there in the second declension word, right? And that's tain, that's an accusative feminine construction, singular, by the way, food. Okay, trafen, food. Okay, in, that's a preposition taking the object there. Kaido, okay, season. Kaido. Season. We already saw Cairo, as a matter of fact. In this chapter, we saw Cairo already. You understand what I'm saying? Okay, this is a prepositional phrase, and Cairo. And Cairo is the object of the preposition en. Okay? Now, I don't see. Now, did I see the word sensible, the faithful? I didn't see another adjective here, or did I skip it? It says epites. Let me see. Who is Haset? Let me see. I didn't see that though. It's early in the morning. I probably forgot. Okay. It says over here, faithful. Okay, servant. And let me see. It might be over here. And wise. Okay, so they didn't use sensible. That's what really got me for a loop. Sensible, wise, the same thing, but they don't use sensible here. That's why I forgot about the word wise, which is franimas, actually, with the cute marker, franimas, wise. So you're telling me that Charles Taze Russell was wise? Come on, man, get over it. He was a fraud. I mean, Russell looks like he came out of a grave. I'm just saying, I mean, I didn't know they were selling those Halloween masks at the tower. I mean, he put one on and now he went. I thought they didn't celebrate Halloween. I mean, he had a mask on. I mean, he was so ugly. I'm just saying. Looks like the dogs dug him up or something like that. You understand what I'm saying? Looks like he came from an ossuary. I mean, come on, man. Goodness gracious. I mean, I wonder why he got separated from his wife. I mean, there are reasons, guys, for that. I'm just saying. But I wonder why. Was she saved and she came back to her senses? And was she sensible? Had to be some kind of a trouble. Some kind of trouble in the family. I don't think they had any kids. Did they have kids? I don't think they had kids, though. I mean, because they don't give any Valentine's cards. They need to, there's probably no hanky-panky going on, and, they don't give any gifts to each other. I mean, no birthdays, no, Christmas, no, you know what I'm saying? If you're planning on marrying somebody from the tower, don't expect a thing. Not even a dime. Don't expect it. You ain't gonna get nothing. I'm just saying. You might have a little money, but you ain't gonna have nothing. That's just the deal. Dr. Barnhouse said, be careful how you, to the girls, be careful how you cut your wedding dress. You understand what I'm saying? You can only cut it once. That's just it. So what did we learn here? Okay, what did we learn? Well, we learned that, Charles Taze Russell only went to the 7th grade. That's what we learned, okay? Plus, it says over here in Greek, tis, okay? That's the Greek word for who. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Who. Tis. I mean, that's just the deal. Tis. Who. I was just saying. Who? I'm just saying. It says who. It doesn't say Russell here. I mean, you know what I mean? Russell spelled out, raw. Be let me see, be like an Omicron, or something like that. Sigma, an Alpha, a Lambda, something like that. Russell. It's not here. I'm just saying. I mean, he was never there anyway. I mean, in his mind. I mean, he was there. Russell. He used to sell clothes, and now he could, he's an authority on the Bible. He was he used to have a dry cleaners with his father or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Selling clothes. And then I mean, oh, let me study the Greek word parousia, and I'm off to the races. I mean, he should have been working at J.C. Penney's, not studying the Bible. I'm just saying. I mean, just. And all the suckers are bought into it, and the suckers that bought into the dates and stuff like that. All these dates and crimes. I mean, 1914 and several before that, and you understand what I'm saying? 1941 and 75 and 88 and 95, and I must have forgot something. It sounds like a football match or something like that, or a Padres score. But the Padres are so bad. I mean, the pitching is just as bad as the dates. Goodness gracious. When are they ever going to win a championship? The Padres, Well, that's just a deal. The Padres, never won nothing in their bloody lives. I mean, come on, man. Even with Tony Gwynn, the great Tony Gwynn, they still couldn't win. Silver bat and everything like that. You understand what I'm saying? Husky, fat. You still couldn't win. I'm just saying. Chewing tobacco. And when they were winning when they won 2 in a row or 3 in a row, the New York Yankees from the Padres, Tony Gwynn said, "Well, I'm not ready to crown them yet." I mean, come on. I sound like Popeye. He's not ready to crown, okay, the greatest team ever assembled, 1998, as far as, or whatever. I mean, a murderer's row, okay, they were good too in 1927, but you're telling me that you're not ready to crown the Yankees after they just won 3 games? We got 1 to go? You gotta be joking, man. When are you gonna crown them? Oh, I'm not ready to crown them yet. Come on, man. Tony Gwynn, man. I'm not gonna put the crown on their head yet. Not yet. When you gonna put it? Tony Gwynn. Oh man, you can't make this up. This stuff, though, man. So we learned that who, okay, over here is translating a tis, okay, spelled out tau iota sigma, and then is, okay, we looked at that, okay, who is the, okay, faithful, okay, pistos, faithful and servant. We looked at doulos and things like that, doulos, okay, doulos is found and recorded. And in the plural in Revelation chapter 1 verse 1, and then a denominating word is there also. We didn't learn that, but I'm just saying. If you want to look at a document, so that way you could defeat the tower very easily. I have studies in that from Revelation chapter 1 verse 1. Versus the infinitive construction, talking about the infinitives in Dexai. So just, compare the two. Okay, they knew me and diddle me, and you're off to the races or dealing with the witnesses. That's just a deal. But we saw that Rutherford is not in the text. I mean, he's not. He's not nowhere in the text to be found here. Rutherford, Russell, Nathan. I mean, I don't care. The hot dog is not there. I mean, that's just the deal. Now, I received a call back in the United States from my old buddy and pal, Tony from Florida, and he was asking about, but chapter 18 of Luke, though, has this, okay, and then I was saying to him that, well, the Lord sometimes repeated himself, okay? He repeated himself sometimes. So sometimes he would talk about something, he would rehash it again, you know? Especially when somebody asked a question, or like, no pun intended, or you wanted to talk about it again. Hopefully he's an ex-Jehovah's Witness. Now, just don't be fooled. Don't be deceived by false prophets. That's what this chapter is telling you. Okay, don't listen to them. Okay. So actually, I mean, you could defeat the witnesses by using chapter 24 of Matthew's Gospel. I mean, if they're he's in the secret rooms. You see, the secret room. That's what they call. They used to call it anyway, a secret room, right? Had a secret room at the tower. It's like a club, like the YMCA, the secret room. But I admonish people who are in the tower just to get out, and do it for you, do it for your loved ones, do it for your coworkers, your friends. Okay. One life shall soon be past. Only was done in Christ shall last. This is Angelo Quinones giving glory to the God of Israel. God is not the God of the dead, okay, but of the living. That means that Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob went back to Bethsaida. Is that true? No. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob were very much alive at the time that Jesus said those words. That's for sure. Please subscribe to my channel. Please give me a thumbs up, and please leave a comment on the screen. Okay. I mean, we can't. Okay. We can't convince everybody. Okay. But the Holy Spirit, the third person of the Trinity, okay, is the one who will create life in the hearts of these dear people. Well, not only everybody that I mentioned, not only them, but Islam. I mean, the Mormon Church, the Catholic Church, and any other group or sect that comes, against anything of the Bible. Anybody. Now is the accepted time. Now is the day of salvation. Thank you.